What's going on, y'all? It's Waiver Wire Queen. Welcome to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast. Today we are going to do a mock draft for one of my big money leagues that I am the co-commish of with one of the GOATs of fantasy football. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast with Waiver Wire Queen.
So, all right, y'all, this mock draft is going to be for a 12-team league, and it's one of the most competitive leagues that I've been a part of in regards to co-commissioning. It's going to be exciting as hell. One of the requirements to join this league is you have to have won a minimum of 2 leagues. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you play fantasy football and you're looking to get ahead of your competition by checking us out, because we have a lot of great content which is going to help you prepare for the season. And if you are new to fantasy football, we definitely have a lot of great content that's going to help you grow and win your league, because that's what it's all about. Let's get ready to do this mock draft. I am excited. This league is obviously one of my most competitive leagues. This is a startup league, so we're definitely going to be struggling the day of the draft, because that's a lot of rounds. I'm sorry, y'all. That's a lot of rounds to be drafting in. But nonetheless, we're going to get it started because they told me to hurry the hell up. So I better hurry the hell up or they, leave. Let's go.
Wow.
And so this is a 2-quarterback league. So most likely people will be drafting quarterbacks early on. That is just simply how mostly everyone plays the game in this particular league. We have GM God on the board. I'm thinking he's going to end up going with a quarterback. I know early on he was saying he was going to go with a wide receiver, which, hey, everyone has their preference on what they're planning on doing in the draft. I'm planning, honestly, guys, I don't know what I'm going to do in this draft, but I'm hoping that whatever I do is going to win, because that's the goal. The goal is always to win your leagues. You don't want to, lose. No one wants to lose, but that typically happens. Again, this league is being hosted on the Sleeper app. It is a dynasty league. It's a Superflex, 12 teams, and it's going to be exciting.
Wow.
And that was the goal. We expected GM Guards to take Justin Herbert, and now the one and only waiver wire queen is on the board, and she has no clue what to do. I'm not going to really give away exactly what I'm doing, because everyone has been asking, what am I going to do? Superflex league, you definitely want to get your quarterback early. I always stress that to people in a Superflex league. Get your quarterback early. I can go with Mahomes, or I can go with a running back like Jonathan Taylor. I'm going to take a chance here, and I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Wow.
Doesn't mean I'm necessarily going with Mahomes in my
Wow.
Superflex
Wow.
when we do the live draft. So it's going to be a tough call, but at the end of the day, I've learned that you have to have a quarterback in order to be successful in these Superflex drafts. Again, this is also a 2 tight end league, so tight end position is very important. In a few days, we'll drop an episode on a league with the best format set up, and then we'll drop one with the best scoring format to help you prepare. So now this is the question: do you really think Breece Hall should be drafted over some of these veterans in the game? I don't really think so, but I'm just gonna go a little bit veteran wise. I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook. I get a little nervous when I'm doing my drafts, because it's like, hey, I need to make sure that I have a younger group to sustain long term. And always remember, this is a dynasty league, so you have to be smart and understand that you are preparing a team for the long haul. It's not a redraft. You're going to keep your team, and you need to make the right decisions when it comes to drafting. So right here, I have the option to go with Kels, which would be the right move, or I can go with one of these young guys. Well, I'm gonna go win now mode. So now I have 3 older players, so I really need to start focus on, well, getting a little young, 2 older players, because Mahomes is what, 26. So to me, that's young, and a lot of our quarterbacks are playing until they are what, in their 40s, and I anticipate Mahomes playing that long. The biggest thing with Mahomes is trying to figure out what is he going to do with um, no Tyreek Hill. He still has his fave, Travis Kelce, but what's going to happen with no Tyreek Hill? That is huge. And it's very, very important. Now, you have to start 2 running backs. So it's a must that I give me another running back. Saquon in the 3rd round for me is not bad. The Giants really didn't add any. They didn't add anyone in the at the running back position until after the draft. They signed some undrafted free agents. Yes, Drake London, that is very early, but again, I want to get very young with my guys, and that is exactly why I went with Drake London. I have some long-term high hopes for him. And that's another thing. When you're doing a startup dynasty league, the most important thing is trying to figure out, hey, are these guys going to be there for the long haul, and where should you draft your rookie? So I'm gonna go wide receiver. I'm gonna go and get Chris Godwin. He's very consistent. And if nothing else, I know that Chris Godwin, when healthy, is going to get me at least 15 points. He's definitely Brady's favorite target. So that is something to keep in mind. Again, back to the whole fact of drafting your quarterbacks early. That is important. And then also understanding when and where you should be drafting your running backs. Would I take Breece Hall in a startup before I take someone like a Dalvin Cook off the board? No, I would not, because that's just not, to me, good, because we definitely don't know what Breece Hall is going to be. I do feel like he is the best running back out of this rookie class, and he's going to have a good year. It does not matter that they have Johnson and Carter. This is going to be Dalvin Cook's world. It simply is. So if you were not considering getting him, be smart and draft Breece Hall, but just know that in a startup, you're going to want to be very careful where you draft him. So right now, I'm going to see what kind of tight ends are on the board. I liked a lot of these young guys. I unfortunately won't be able to get any of my younger guys like Pitts, because I won't be able to get Pitts that early in the draft. Like, and by the time it comes back around to me in the 2nd round, he's definitely going to be gone. And as you can see with Dre drafting Pitts in the 1st round, which that is a very good move long term for his team, because it is a dynasty league and it's a 2 tight end league. So it's very, very important that you secure that running back. Now, what do I feel about a lot of these guys on the board currently? I'm a little on them. I do need another quarterback. I'm not happy with the quarterbacks out here, but I have a strong quarterback in Mahomes, so I definitely can go and grab a younger quarterback in the near future. I do need to secure my 2nd tight end, but there are other players I can secure, and I'm just going to add another wide receiver. I'm going to go Mike Evans. Okay, I like the age group. It's a mixture of some young and old guys. Again, even though it's a Superflex startup league, you do have to be careful and consider the fact that you are going to have to plan for the young players, the rookies. You have to just figure out when and where you should draft those guys. That is the most important thing. I have Drake London, who his pro comparison has been Mike Evans. And to me, that's not a bad comparison. You got to think with Mike Evans, he's consistently getting over 1,000 yards, and he produces every season, year in, year out. So why wouldn't you want that type of production at the wide receiver position? So when people talk bad about Evans in regards to, oh, it's Mike Evans. No, Mike Evans is very consistent and very good. No reason for you to pass up on someone like Mike Evans. He's just that good. Now, I really need to get my life together, y'all, and address this running back position because I only have one. And when you look at the board, so many, you see a lot of green and a lot of pink. So that tells you that quarterback position, the running back position has not been it's been addressed, right? Everybody's grabbing these running backs. I'm just gonna take Pat Freiermuth. I think he'll be very, very good. And when it comes back around to me, I'm just going to see what kind of quarterbacks are out there. I can go that trend and grab me a Tom Brady. I can look and see what's out here with the younger guys. Gesicki, that was a very good pick. You know, there's a lot of young guys out here. When I do uh my real draft, it'll be a whole lot different in regards to the quarterback position. I'm definitely going to, right now, I'm just going to go Tom Brady. So this is very old, but again, Tom Brady is still playing and going to be productive for my team. So I'm not concerned about that. But I would definitely need to consider adding a uh, younger quarterback at some point in this draft, guys. Yes, I'll give you my top 5 tight ends. I got it as Kels, Andrews, Pitts, Kittle, Waller. That's my top 5. That is my top 5, guys. And so yeah, I do need to add another quarterback, but I really want to look at this running back position because I've neglected it to the point of where somebody's looking to be sideways. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with Singletary. He's productive. And there still are some other running backs that's out there as well that are very productive. Edmonds, that's just a mess down there in Miami. It's too many daggone running backs. It's just a hot mess. And for me, it's like, oh, okay, that's just not good at all. I don't think the person picking 12 is going to go 2 quarterbacks back to back. I just don't see that. We had a winner takes all league, and I used that strategy, and I took 2 quarterbacks. I had what did I have? I had Justin Herbert, and I had Dak Prescott. We had a bad season. I'm gonna come down here and look and see who else is here. There's a lot of young guys. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with James Robinson. So this draft will be much different once we have more of the people who are in the league drafting. It'll definitely go a bit different. I'll talk about Kenneth Walker's potential. Okay, we all know that. Let's see. Grab another young quarterback. Definitely not going older. Woo, all the good young studs are gone. Jimmy, you got Mitch. So what I'm gonna do here is I could look at Mills, or I'm definitely not going old again because I have a young guy. So I know that Mills is definitely going to be starting. So I'm just gonna grab him. But again, with this with Kenneth Walker, let's go back to Kenneth Walker. Okay, he was drafted by Seattle in the 2nd round. We all know they have Chris Carson and Rashard Penny. Chris Carson is dealing with the neck injury that he sustained last year. I believe it's something that's been ongoing. He had neck surgery, missed most of last season. We all know that he has consistently been unable to sustain health. Health is wealth. Availability is obviously important. Rashard Penny, same thing, consistently in and out of the lineup. Right now, he's dealing with a hamstring issue in May. So we're like, what's going to happen in August and in September? We do know he ended the season on a high note. Penny and Carson won't be under contract after this season. Kenneth Walker is coming. You can draft him with confidence and know that he will definitely be their RB1 in the future. So if you're in a dynasty league, you're drafting him based on his future potential, which is very much up. It's on the rise. And you know that the potential is there. So for me, I would most likely pair Penny and Walker. Carson, again, you got to be careful with the neck injury. It's dangerous. I think they're going to take the conservative approach, and that's just it. So now I'm going to look for, I do got some young wide receivers here. Can still get a little younger. Let's see who else I want to look at. I'm going to wait a little bit on the quarterback position. And there's some really good quarterbacks coming up in the next draft. I'm going to go young and draft Jalen Tolbert. Tyler Boyd is intriguing because we know that Higgins had surgery on his shoulder. So is he going to be ready for training camp? Don't know. Hopefully he is, but that makes Boyd very intriguing. And you got to also realize with Boyd, he is the third option out of those three wide receivers. But if Higgins is going to miss any time, then Boyd will definitely be elevated into a higher role. So I'm going to get even. I'm just going to go strictly tight end here. I'm going to get even younger at the tight end position. This may be a reach, but Brevin Jordan, I am very high on him this season because I simply believe that he definitely has the tools to be a really good elite tight end, especially in a two tight end league. He has the tools to be successful. And who's stopping him? There ain't nobody stopping him this season. Okay, so if you were considering drafting Brevin Jordan, then you definitely are getting a very good young player who will be starting, who's going to be utilized. And that is what you really need to focus on, the fact that he's going to be utilized. I'm going to get a little bit younger here. I really like back to Brevin Jordan quickly. Again, he is the starting tight end for the Texans, and he's going to produce. He's going to produce simply, especially in the two tight end league. And let's go to Desmond Ridder. His only competition is Marcus Mariota. He has the tools to be a very good quarterback. His pro comparison is what, Alex Smith? That's not bad. And he is hungry. He's a leader of men, which is very important at the quarterback position. And again, I do believe he has the tools to be successful. So if you were considering him, know that it's a good move if you do draft him. But if you are doing your rookie draft, don't draft him early. Consider drafting him a little bit late because, you know, he didn't get the draft capital to be drafted in the first round. So you're not going to want to draft him in the first round. So basically, if you are doing a startup league, you got to understand that the running back position dries up early. So I'm not going to address the running back position right now. What I can do is look more at some of these wide receivers or some of these tight ends. And right now, I like Greg Dulcich. So I feel like I'm very secure at the tight end position. I'm young, and I'm very pleased with the age group. Daniel Jones is kind of solid at the quarterback position, but I'm simply not going to be taking him. Since I got Ridder, I'm just going to go and just snatch up Marcus Mariota, because in the event that Ridder doesn't get to start early, we know that Mariota will be the guy to start. So let's see, with the tight ends, I have 4. So I'm not going to be looking at another tight end, but I really do need to look at more running backs. Again, the elite running backs simply are going to be gone early. So I may try something different, because ain't nothing like not being able to have two very strong quarterbacks in a Superflex league and 2 very strong running backs in this league. It's just complicated, guys. You got to make sure you figure out where to draft these guys. I was high on Jerome Ford, but his stock went down because he was drafted into a horrible situation. Miles Gaskin is a no for me because he's simply in a situation where there's too many on tight ends. I mean, running backs, okay? It's just way too many. Now I'm gonna start looking at some of the younger running backs to see if any of them are here. And I'm looking, y'all. And it's not. So this gonna have me drafting anybody. None of my guys. And so it had me draft Dobbs. Not gonna be drafting him in my live draft, so that's a no. But yeah, nonetheless, that's exactly what it is. I had to scroll up to get my auto pick off. I was trying to do a little search for some people, but it wasn't really turning up. But best believe in my live draft, Foreman and Dobbs won't be anywhere near my team. So I like Brian Edwards going to Atlanta. We all know they don't have a lot to work with Ridley. With Ridley missing the 2022 season. So it's a no. It's a no for Ridley for me early if he's available at a right spot, yes. But when it comes to Edwards, he's definitely going to be in the mix, which is all you want from your guys. I'm not high on Zay Jones. I'm not doing it. Bo Melton, it's not high on him as well. It's a no for me. And so again, I'm back here at this running back position. I was trying to find the running back that I want. What I need to do is just do this. Rookies only, and this will help. Abrams, he has some very good upside. So I'm going to talk to you more about some of these rookies. Definitely have the upside because he signed with the Saints and he got a nice guarantee, some nice guarantees, and that's very, very important considering that Kamara may have to miss some time. And you already know if he's going to have to miss some time, then you know what's going to happen. He may be an option at the running back position. I'm not interested in Uzama. I do like Rucker and I like Bellinger. So I'm going to take Rucker. As you can see, this draft dries up. We still got about 6 more rounds and it's getting real dry. Kenyon Drake, he's going to get some time. Mark Ingram will definitely get time as well. So you definitely could look at him. Kennedy Brooks is a very intriguing option. Also, James White, he's getting up there, but you know, they got a million running backs out there for the Patriots. So he's not somebody that I would be checking for. Zaquandre White is another intriguing option as well. What I'm doing right now is I'll pick my player, but I'll just tell y'all some players I think is cool, is some intriguing players. Philip Lindsay, also very intriguing. Who else? Marvin Jones to me still has very good value in fantasy. As bad as things got this past season, he still he still had almost 800 receiving yards. So you can definitely look at him. Carson Strong signed with the Eagles. He's got some guarantees, strong guarantees. So he's an intriguing player, very, very, very late. I don't care what the New York Giants say about Tyler. Tyrod Taylor is not in the mix. At some point, if Daniel Jones isn't playing well, Tyrod Taylor is going to get on the field and see some action. So I am not believing them when they say that. So, at some point, he's going to get out there. And he's going to play, and he's going to end up winning a few games for my New York Giants. And I'm looking through here, like I said, again, it gets very scarce late. So you got to be extra sure about the players you're drafting. Again, I do like Ferguson too because you got to think that one, and I like Wadamir. I like Ferguson because of the fact that he is gonna have to be the backup to Schultz. Like, who else is backing Schultz up? There's still some very good players on the board, especially at the tight end position. I keep going back to the running back position, like, ooh, this guy, that. Then I look and I'm like, nah, there's nobody that I really just want. And when you get late here, some of these players you can definitely add the younger guys and put them in the taxi squad. The Quandre, intriguing location. I do like the Carson Strong pick. Again, Kellerman, he'll be somebody you just slide in your taxi squad, but I don't see them having any plans for him. I'm gonna take Tyrod because he definitely got the opportunity to start, and that's just my opinion. Now, when I do my regular draft, I will focus a little bit more on that running back position because I don't like the fact that I don't really have the running backs. I have three. I have what, 5 running backs, but I feel like I should have more running backs. So when I do the live draft, that's going to be a focal point, focusing on that running back position. And again, this draft has dried up, so I think the late talent is going to be at this tight end position where there are some players who will still be able to help your team. So, you may be able to look there. And then also at the wide receiver position to Antonio Brown, you don't have to draft them, so don't do it. And again, like if you draft any of these guys, it's because you're gonna use them as players you're gonna stash in the taxi squad. So yes, have a big board when you're doing your draft because this is when it gets very late and you're gonna have to look and determine if any of these guys are worth you adding to your roster. And what I'm gonna do here is just go young and see what young rookies I like. Jerion Ealy's another good one, so he's somebody I can pick. Zenovion Knight signed with the Jets, so I'm gonna take Knight. Who else down here is a player you can look at out of these running backs? Again, Ely. Let's go with the rookie wide receivers and see if there's anybody else still here that you can take a chance on. Not really. I don't like any of these guys that's left on the board. Um, not the flex. Young quarterbacks. You can add Brock. Again, you're going to be adding players you hope get opportunity. We know that with Trey, it's not happening with the 49ers. So again, I'll just go and I'll add Jerion Ely. And again, this was the last round. And yes, tough draft. And Conklin, that was a very good pick late. Very good pick late. All right, y'all. So that was a mock draft for my 12-team competitive deep. This is like a Champions League, only for champions. If you haven't won any leagues, then most likely you wouldn't have gotten the invite. So we were very cautious on who we invited to the league. We want people who are competitive, who know how to win, who have won, pretty much who are proven. And so based on this mock, I definitely have to figure out that balance between getting my second quarterback and adding another top tier running back. I don't want to have that fall off from Cook to Singletary. That's just unacceptable for me in my league. But I felt like Brees Hall was a bit early, and I don't think he should be taken over Dalvin Cook and some of the other guys in fantasy because he's unproven and we don't know exactly what his role is going to be with the Jets, even though we know he should be their guy because he's that talented. All right, y'all, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you play fantasy football, or if you are considering playing fantasy football. We have a lot of great content which is going to help you prepare for the upcoming season so you can win your league, because the goal is always to win. That's all we are trying to do out here in 2022, is prepare ourselves to be the best team in the league, which means if you are the best team and you go through the playoffs, you probably won your league. So the goal is always to win, and that's what we're trying to do, put out winning content to help you win your league. Base.
Thanks for listening to the Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Blown Coverage Fantasy Football Podcast.